What happens when you put your trust into someone, or in my case, some people who you expect to improve themselves gradually and grow as people, and whenever they make mistakes, they'd acknowledge what they did was reprehensible and change? Well, the answer is unfortunate, but your worst fears are realized, and they become the things they sought to destroy in the first place. In other words, monsters.
I get you're angry that YouTube stole your monetization, but you trashed your room, put a hole in your wall from the stream of demonetization. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's monetization. It's the reuse of content for your demonetization. The money may rise, but your poor old black sister works at a gas station. So poor, living in an abandoned location. It's understood why you live in the hood. Demonetization. Your trashy ass room is making my stomach aching. You try to say that you're not poor, but we all know that you're glazing. Your sister should resort to porn. Hardcore soft porn. Dream of monetization. Dream of monetization. Dream of monetization.
For the people I'm going to be talking about today, I don't care anymore if you think I'm some sort of backstabber or an asshole for this. You guys did these things to yourself, and you're paying the price for it. You guys buried your own reputations, you treated one of my closest friends, SonicVlogs, like complete garbage. And not to mention, this title would have been significantly longer if I mentioned the other scumbags involved, like Brent DaBased, Lemmy Bros, and Dan's Plush World. Though it came to my attention that during the planning of this video, a bunch of people came out exposing Brent, but we'll discuss that later. I would also like to state that I don't support some of the stuff SonicVlogs has said, because honestly, he has said some out-of-pocket stuff, and he has said some things that I don't particularly agree with. Though, given the amount of disrespectful and spiteful messages sent to him, I don't blame him. Anyway, I'm going to be doing this by talking about each individual person one by one, so let's begin this, shall we? And make sure to have a snack with you and get comfortable, because this is going to be a long-ass trip. First off, we have a screenshot of Dan embarrassing himself and trying to brag when, in all honesty, absolutely no one needed that information and no one cares. He sends this very polite message, as you can clearly see, but besides that and him participating in calls, I don't have much to say about Dan. He's just kinda useless, and I'd categorize him as basically a minion or someone who backs up another person for something stupid. Moving on. When it came to Nerdy, he mainly insulted SonicVlogs in the group chat a decent number of times, which also included a lot of sickening messages about his sister. And he also informed his friends of stuff SonicVlogs had said about them, basically snitching on him, which going behind his back like that is just a dick move on your part. But aside from a couple things, he's just a background person, but this is where everything starts getting out of control because, oh boy, this is just getting started. Lemmy Bros is an abomination of nature, but he probably won't understand what I just said because he has the cognitive ability of a 2-year-old, because he thinks it's a good idea to show his penis on a call, which if you don't believe me, here he is admitting to it, which if I recall from what SonicVlogs told me, this motherfucker did this in 2020 when he was around 10 to 11 years old. Though SonicVlogs told me that he heard this from Chamber, which, by the way, Lemmy Bros tried throwing Chamber under the bus by saying that he told Lemmy Bros to tell SonicVlogs that he's overweight. Which, yeah, this kid can't even spell properly. And I even asked Chamber for confirmation, and no, he never spoke to Lemmy Bros about this, and if anything, he seems to majorly dislike Lemmy. He also said a lot of shit to SonicVlogs in their Instagram group chat, which was just plain hard to read because it made me sick to my stomach. But yeah, that's about it for Lemmy Bros, so down the list we go. During the writing of this script, I forgot to mention Brent since there was absolutely nothing I could have said about him aside from one screenshot of him saying the hard R and also making fun of the situation where SonicVlogs' stepfather got into an argument with him on a live stream, which is pretty shitty, but recently 6 different exposing videos came to my attention about him, and that's not all. There was far more, but I stuck with the 6 most important ones I found, and my god, one of those videos was 32 minutes in length, so let's start off with the first 5 very short videos. So starting off on a fantastic note, he says the N-word and hard R repeatedly. After that, he calls someone a monkey, then says some racist shit about Jewish people, which I'm pretty sure someone in my comments will mention a certain recent situation, but anyway. He makes a threat about shooting someone. This clip right here is pretty self-explanatory, but listen to it.
What did you just say?
I hate black people.
Wow.
He apparently doxes this guy here.
Dox you everything that you deserve.
He sends a message and a picture about someone getting raped by ADP. He sends porn. He sends something that's embarrassing, which he then lies about not sending, which is a trend you'll see later. He says he'll add sex channels. He says he's naked. He posts a porn film, and I'm not even going to explain this one. According to this comment, he sends CP to a YouTube channel someone else was running, and that's basically all for the short videos. And as for the 32-minute video, I'm only showing around 1/10 of the evidence because there is so much stuff he's done and so much other stories in this video. So if you want to give it a watch, I'll post the link to it. But here's a speedrun of a few things he said. And I apologize if the pictures look weird. It's because I couldn't watch this video on my phone since it was age restricted, so I didn't on my TV. Even though I could still watch them, they were age restricted on my phone because it works on my TV and I have the same account on there. But whatever. He sends porn of Glamrock Freddy and Gregory, which, keep in mind, Gregory's like 10 to 12. He makes art of his OC getting a blowjob by someone who is a minor. He admits to manipulating his audience. He asks for someone's name in case he needs to backstab them in the future. Says the N-word so many times. Sends Sonic porn. Makes an absolute joke of an excuse here about the FNAF Rule 34 he sent. He forgot about his skin tone, somehow, and lastly, he pathetically begs for someone not to release an exposing vid because he's almost at 300 subs, which he also sub-bots, apparently. Again, if you want to watch the 32-minute video, the link will be in the description because what I said barely scratches the surface on the terrible, degenerate shit that he did. Well, starting off on a lovely note, MarioManProductions has said the N-word on multiple occasions on calls.
Guys, niggers, that's not racist.
He created fake messages of XBS, saying he was going to kill his Mima in this call.
Gonna kill your Nima.
Implying in the same call or in a different one he was going to kill XBS or severely injure him.
Dude, I will gouge your fucking eyes out with my thumbs, and I will headbutt you till you fucking crack.
According to something SonicVlogs also told me a while back, and what he said to XBS on an Instagram call, MarioManProductions sent Rule 34 to minors. Yeah, and also taught them how to... I really don't want to explain this, just listen to the clip.
No, we're talking about MMP. You said MMP has sent Rule 34 to kids and taught kids how to pleasure themselves.
Yeah.
Now, stepping back in time a little, I've known about the situation for over a month. It just didn't blow up to this extent, only up until recently, with new things being, discovered, such as the videos, of course, on Brent DaBased. But besides that, I got pissed at some of these people who were just friends of mine or who were just cool with me. So I spoke to Mario Man and Chaos and told them to cut that shit out because it just wasn't okay for the kind of stuff they said, which at first seemed to fix itself. But not even like the next day, SonicVlogs showed me screenshots of them basically not caring at all that I got annoyed with their behavior. And lastly, he sent a picture of one of my videos where I showed my face at a randomly paused moment where I looked stressed out more than anything. But that's it for Mario Man. Chaos's messages can be categorized as annoying at best and fucking terrible at worst. He regularly talks shit right to SonicVlogs' face. He said a lot, and I mean a fucking lot, of awful shit about his sister who I've decided to blur out of respect for her privacy. And that's also what I did for SonicVlogs earlier in the video himself. But he also said some rather questionable things about autistic people, which is putting it lightly. He talked shit about how SonicVlogs makes YouTube Shorts, which, I'm sorry, but who gives a shit about someone making YouTube Shorts? Just because they get you easy views doesn't mean you're cheating your way to get a high sub count. People like watching a lot of shorts because they're fast-paced and easy to watch in high quantities, so stop acting like it's a cheat code. He also makes fun of SonicVlogs' demonetization that he recently got, And even funnier, he sent me a terrible diss track about his demonetization, which also, let me clarify, that was the song that I put at the very beginning, at the intro, and I was thinking about putting it here in this segment, but then I just said, well, since I'm making an intro, I might as well just put a song there, and I put that one. And yeah, you can see how terrible it is. But also, you'd have to be a complete idiot to send a person who's friends with SonicVlogs a diss track, and an idiot to not remember that I make drama videos. Like, you're basically giving me ammunition to criticize you. How clown-like can someone be? But that's it for Chaos, and now it's time for the worst one of the bunch. Well, that depends, because everyone here is disgusting. Super Mario Chris. Quick side note, I also wanted to mention that recently I got some more screenshots about Chaos trash-talking one of my closest friends behind his back, basically, in a VC, for basically an extremely petty reason, just because he made a joke, well, to be more specific, a meme in his server. So, yeah, he's pretty fucking petty for absolutely no reason towards my friend. Anyways, let's move on to Chris. I didn't imagine myself talking about someone who I considered a close friend who was just young and dumb and who could make mistakes because he was a kid, but no, this asshole is completely aware of what he does. Oh boy, you aren't ready for the amount of stuff I have to say on him. First off, he shit-talks SonicVlogs for making YouTube shorts. Rewind this video if you want to hear what I said earlier in the Chaos Mario Bros section about YouTube shorts, because it still applies. He talks about his dick being small, and he grabs his own on an Instagram call for whatever reason. And by the way, having to get these screenshots was actively painful, even though they were blurred out. He threatens to leak SonicVlogs' sister. From this, it seemed like he was going to make an exposing video of his own, and also if you look closely, you can see art of his character, which he copied from my character by tracing over, very poorly I might add. He calls SonicVlogs this. He talks some more shit about his shorts and calls him gay, repeats the same word twice as if saying something offensive one time and misspelled wasn't enough. Again and again. He tries calling SonicVlogs racist even though he hangs out with people who've done racist shit, and you want to know what he does? Take a guess. Take a guess. Oh look, he said the F slur again. Isn't that just wonderful? He says this absolute classic line, which I'm going to repeat, is embarrassing.
You're canceled, SonicVlogs. And then you're gonna have to come out with a new channel called Queer Vlogs.
Saying the F slur yet again. He then uses an excuse that everyone says it, which is so damn weak.
Everybody says faggot all the time. It's not a big...
This interesting clip.
If you're homophobic, then that means you're scared of houses. I just dislike them.
Dislike who?
Gay people.
Why? Why do you hate them? What did they ever do to you? What'd they do?
Yo, Chris, you hate... Yo, you hate gay people, Chris. No, I just dislike them.
But why?
That's the thing. They're just kind of weird.
He spams the ever-loving crap out of SonicVlogs. He made a stupid post about XBS during that drama with Elena, which I've already covered if you want to check that out. He sends a message to someone asking for nudes, which I have seen before, but I chose to ignore it, which in all honesty was a terrible move on my part to make, and I blindly believed he'd improve at the time, and I apologize for doing so, and if anything, I contributed to the problem more by doing that. But anyway, he posts a picture of SonicVlogs to an Instagram story, which I will blur this out as well. I'm not even gonna bother with this clip because it physically makes me sick to discuss the words I hear.
What the fuck is up, YouTube? Today, I'm gonna be sucking on my dad's sloppy cock. This gets 500,000 likes. I'm gonna be lubing up the subscribe button and shoving it up my ass. See you next time, guys.
This next thing makes me want to take a shower because he shows his ass naked on an Instagram call. And lastly, he grabs his dick on an Instagram call. Just, holy shit, that was a mouthful, and now I think it's best to end it here. What can I say? All of this evidence I've shown did the talking for me. All of these people make me sick to my stomach. To think that I was friends or cool with some of them is humiliating on its own, and to think I would defend some of them at one point, and sometimes even ignore what I've seen under the guise that they'd improve as people, when in reality they are some of the most sickening individuals I've ever met, it's just insane, and there's no other way I could describe it. Look, this took a long time to make, and I'm sure you can understand why now. Fuck every single one of these people because they're all fake as hell, and show the absolute worst that a supposed friend can offer you. Anyways, I'm SML Continuity, signing off.